Hi and welcome to my video series Desensitising your dog to a pet blower. This is closed door. So what we're going to do is put the blower into a room and we're going to close the door. You're going to take your dog as far away from that blower as you need to. So depending on how anxious your dog gets or doesn't get will depend on how close you are to that. So a dog that's already afraid of that noise will need further distance. So my suggestion is start your dog as far away from it as possible, because the object is to get it as close as possible. If you start too close in the first place, you start working your dog up, your dog gets overstimulated or anxious or frightened or all of the above. So start your dog far away. It's better to do that and have a calm dog and a relaxed dog and slowly move them forward than it is to start too close and have to take that dog that's already anxious or stimulated back away and try it again. Alright, so we've got Koji just here, and the blower's just in the room on the other side here, about 6 feet from the door. I'm really confident that just like with the vacuum in the last series, that it's not going to bother him at that distance. So always have a lead on your dog. If you need to, tether the dog, then go and switch it on. Because you don't want to take your dog into the room, switch it on, and then bring the dog out. So the other option is, if you can't tether the dog, have your dog crate trained, in the crate. Go switch it on, shut the door, bring your dog out and move it to the, as far away as possible. So anything like that other than taking your dog right up to it, we're going to work it up. So he's going to be here, and we're just going to begin to distract him from the noise. Right? Take note of my body language, what I do or don't say to the dog, how I interact with the dog, or more importantly, how little I interact with the dog. I'm not going to, if he gets frightened, I'm not going to baby him all. I won't speak to him in a baby term. That just reinforces the fear and the anxiety in the first place. Right? Treat your dog like a dog, so your dog doesn't end up with anxiety problems. Right? This has got nothing to do with who loves their dog more than anybody else. This is about what's best for the dog. And as much as you might think that it helps the dog, talking to like a human, talking to them in baby language, cuddling them when they're frightened, making a deal of something that they're frightened, big deal of something they're frightened of, reinforces that. Reinforces the fear. It tells them there is something to be afraid of. It doesn't make them feel better, because they're dogs, they're not humans. Alright, so that's really important. Don't say to your dog, I'll be back in a minute. Nothing. Don't talk to your dog when you come back. Don't even look at your dog when you come back. Alright, you're going to go away like there's no issue. You're going to come back like there's no issue. And you want your dog to see that. Alright, so we're going to switch this on, and then we're going to come back, start seeing where he's at, and start teaching him that everything's alright. Alright, so I've got that turned up full, so that's as loud as it's going to be at any given time, and I'll keep it up full right throughout this. And the idea is to get him from this distance up to within 5 or 6 feet of the appliance. So, like I said, it's about 6 feet behind the door, so I'm going to, the main thing is to get him to the door to start with. By the end of this, we'll have him within 5 or 6 feet, and then right towards the end of the series, we'll have it basically sitting right next to him. Alright, so all I'm going to do, as you can see, I ignored him. I paid him no attention whatsoever. What I'm basically doing is focus with him. I'm more important than that. Yes. So I'll actually just do some of the focus games. So I've got a video on focus up, and it has about 4 levels of building focus to get your dog good, super strong in focus. So they're really handy to use this. And that's what I'm doing. I've spent a lot of time on focus with him, so that's why I can recall him off other animals and things like that off lead. And it's why I can begin to speed training up like this, is because one, he's calm, and two, his focus on me is very strong. So what I'm doing here is, I'm just playing focus. Yes, and I'm rewarding him for looking at me. What's happening in there is not important. It's a non-event. We're just playing focus games. Yes. So he's got that to contend with, he's got the distractions of food to contend with, and any other noises that may or may not happen while we're doing it. His only job in all of this, the only job he has to do is look me in the eyes. Remain calm, that's it. And when he does that, yes, it's a jackpot, he gets rewarded. And he learns that, hey, that's not a bother. The more he focuses on me, the less noise that makes to him. The less upset it makes him, the less distraction it is. It becomes just white noise, just background noise. The same as we walk down a street and we don't hear the cars just going by minding their own business anymore. You know, once you live by a train track, when you first get there, the trains wake you up every time. In a few months, you sleep through them. Nothing's changed, the trains aren't quieter. You've got used to them. It's not a bother, it's background noise. And that's what we're looking at here. This is just background noise. Yes. And he's being rewarded for allowing that to be just background noise. Alright? So once your dog is 100% at the distance, and he has to, or she has to be 100% at that distance, and has to be calm, just like this. I get up, he goes into a calm state, and ignores me, because I'm not paying him attention. He's not focused on that. That's not a bother to him. So what I'll do is, I'll turn this off in a minute, and I'll begin to work on him until I can get him up to that door, which will put him behind the closed door within 6 feet of that vacuum. Now if your vacuum's further back than 6 feet and you can't get it any closer to the door, just get him to the door, to the closed door. And the next level will take it from there for you. But don't move until your dog's 100%, and only move small amounts. So, move, 1 or 2 feet closer and see how your dog is. And if the dog gets through really well, move a little closer. But never move closer until your dog is dead calm and relaxed and just not fussed about it at all. Then move. If you go too early, it all begins to break down and you'll do more harm than good. If you do move a little bit forward and you find your dog's not handling it, move back a little or move all the way back to where you started and do it for a little longer. Alright, but make sure your dog's 100% before you move. So what we'll do now is we'll go off and we'll work this until he's at the door, and then we'll come back and we'll film the next level. Alright, I hope this helps. We'll see you in the next one.